Hi guys, Erica here with the third video regarding my SmileDirect invisible aligners. Just to give you a little update, it has been about a week since I started my aligners. I started on a Friday evening. It is now the Saturday after that. I wanted to give you a quick update so you can see kind of how it's going so far. First off, I wanted to let you know I am surviving. I know that was of concern. In the last video, I looked like trash. I had a headache. My face was hurting. It was early in the morning, but I have survived. Life carries on just like normal, so that's really good. But I wanted to let you know kind of a few things. I haven't learned much about what to do with these aligners, but I have learned a lot of what not to do. So I kind of wanted to fill, like F-I-L-L, fill you in on what's been going on. So basically, here's the rundown. A few things what not to do. Don't try to eat a cheese stick with your aligners in. That does not work, like at all. I tried, my main occupation is I am a piano teacher. I see about 45 students each week. And I was really, really hungry right before lesson, but I knew like if I took the time to pop my liners out and put them back in, it just would not work. I would not get done in time. So I just like, well, it's a cheese stick. How bad could it be? Well, it could be pretty bad. So don't do it. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It was a giant mess. I had to end up taking my aligners out anyways because cheese got like stuck all up in there. It was just a mess. So don't do that at all. In fact, you know, don't do anything except drinking with that. Now, I do drink water mostly. That's not really a change for me, but I like run on coffee. Okay, guys, like coffee has to happen or I am a zombie. So basically, I do drink every morning. My other job, I am a bus driver in the mornings for a local school system. And I am up at 5 a.m. every morning and driving in my bus before 6 a.m. So and I'm not a morning person on top of that. So without my coffee, well, it just wouldn't work. I would have lost my job already. But I drink, they're little Starbucks double shots. I don't know if you've ever seen those before, but they are like so good. But what I do is I drink them with a straw. So I don't even take my aligners out in the morning when I get up. I kind of run a toothbrush over them. I get toothbrush on my tongue, you know, so my breath doesn't smell like horrendous. And then I wait until I come home to eat breakfast around like 9 o'clock. But that kind of works. I hope I don't gross any of you out because of that, but I do take a toothbrush and I brush over my aligners. And like I said, I get, you know, toothpaste on my tongue. You're not supposed to brush your aligners with toothpaste. I did, learn that only after I did that. But apparently it can be abrasive. I didn't really notice any change, but at the same time, we pay enough for these things. So why would I do that? But anyhow, so just a few things there as far as in the mornings go. And also drinking coffee with a straw. I didn't notice much discoloration. Of course, I only had those liners in for a week. So maybe the 2-week set that's coming up here in a little while, maybe they will start to discolor a little bit. But like I said, with the straw, it didn't seem like it was that important. So just a thought for you there. Okay, so this next thing that I learned, okay, I need to just let you know, okay. They talk about filing your aligners, okay? So if you file your aligners down, like if they're kind of like cutting into your cheeks or your gums or something like that, you can file them down. You can use an emery board. For my nails, I always use like a crystal file, and I tried that and that didn't work. I didn't actually have an emery board, so I'm like trying to file them down. It just wasn't working. So I'm like, ooh, I've got a Dremel. Why don't I try that? No, don't recommend that either. That gets too carried away and it just kind of like scuffs it up. So don't do the Dremel. Okay, so the whole reason for filing them in the first place was I got a little aggressive with the thingamabob, okay, the thing to pull them out with, and I just got kind of in a hurry. And here's what happened. So keep this in mind. This will help you as well. So when you put it up under and grab hold, you know, and finally get it to pop off your teeth, which can take a little bit of finagling, really. One thing that I've learned is to kind of get once it's popped off of one side, is to get my tongue under there, or just like holding them down just a little bit while I go to the other side. The reason for this, and I didn't realize it, was when I went to this other side and I didn't do that, it actually popped the aligners back onto my teeth on this side. So I get this one popped off, and then I get this one popped off, but that one popped back on. But I didn't realize it popped back on, but it still wasn't coming off. Like, I don't know, I was tired or something, had a blonde moment, I don't know. But then, so I went to the front, okay, and I grabbed with the tool in the very front, and that was stupid. Don't do that. That's gonna cause an issue, okay? Because what it did was it actually bent the edge of the aligner down. So it started cutting into like my lip in the inside. It was terrible. So highly recommend against doing anything like that. Like I said, that's why I take your tongue and just like kind of like keep it, or your finger on the side to keep it from popping back onto your teeth. So that way, and then you can remove the aligners. I'm not going to say it's easy, because it isn't always easy. Especially when I switched to my second set of aligners. Once again, that like it had gotten a little bit loose, had gotten easier, but then switching to those new ones, it was like, holy cow, it's stuck for good. But it's not. So basically, what was I saying with that? Oh, so I bent there, and then I actually somehow bent the bottom as well in kind of like the same place. So like right there, and then also on the edge up here. So like I said, I guess I just got a little aggressive with them, like, get out of my face, okay? But probably what happened was I really just wanted to eat something. Food was waiting on me, and so I was like, come on out. So I love food, like so much, you just have no idea. Okay, but anyhow, so all that being said, that's the reason why they were kind of distressed in the first place, and they were kind of cutting in. And then, so then I'm starting to get like sores on the inside, and it was just cutting. And then kind of got the bright idea to, oh, what if I just round the edge a little bit with some flame, okay, like from a lighter. Okay, do not do that, like ever in a million years, no matter how tempting it is, because when you do, it makes a beautiful edge. It really does. But it shrinks the edge as well. And so my aligners actually shrunk a little bit. And we had pictures coming up. I had to actually get braces wax to put over, because my top lips kept getting sucked down into the aligners. It was so pathetic. Like, it was just so pathetic. So anyhow, don't hit your aligners with even the slightest little bit of flame, because it will cause issues. So don't do that. I did have the wax on for like a few days. Like I kept reapplying every time, you know, I had to take my aligners out, because, you know, I still had like, what was it, 3 days before my change when this all went down. So don't do that. Okay, now I want to go into just a little bit of time here to tell you about my experience with SmileDirect customer service, okay? When all this went down and I was like seriously panicking over my teeth, I actually called customer service, and I got a real live human being within just a few moments. And this was like at 10:30 at night. So I was really, really pleased with that. I thought that was really, really good. However, I'm pretty sure that he did not understand fully what I was trying to tell him about what happened. I didn't tell him about, you know, the lighter or anything. But I was really just curious if I could have moved on to my next set of aligners or what needed to happen. So he kind of passed the buck just a little bit and sent me an email instead for me to have. It had like a questionnaire on it. So basically this questionnaire, it asked different things on it, but then also wanted you to take like 6 different pictures, and they showed you and gave you kind of diagrams and examples of what kind of pictures they needed you to take to send off, but it said it would be 3 to 5 days before the orthodontist could look and see what the problem was. I think they thought that my aligners were misshapen, like as far as like out of the box goes. That's my guess. I'm not sure, but my thoughts are, oh my goodness, if I have to wait 3 days, I might as well just do whatever I have to do right now, because I get to change my aligners in 3 days. So that's what I opted to do. I did not actually respond to that email, but I assume that it would have went very well. I've read pretty good reviews about customer service. Like I said, I just think this guy didn't quite understand what I was asking about. Okay, so basically, you know, that first week of aligners, there were ups and downs. Like I said, I learned more about what not to do than what to do. I'm hoping this next week goes a little bit better. I did put my new set of aligners in. I got a text reminder. I got an email reminder about putting in the new aligners. I was really excited to do this. The bottom one snapped into place relatively well. You could tell they were a lot tighter than the previous ones because the previous ones loosened up a little bit. They weren't like shaking around in there or anything, but I could lift them with my tongue just a little bit if I tried, but it wasn't super loose. You could just tell my teeth were settling into where they needed to be with those aligners, which is great. But also, in addition to that, the top, I was like, I really thought they were like the wrong set or something, because they would not go on. They wouldn't go on, and I was like, Finally, I just gave it the heave-ho and just like shoved them on and used the chewies to really seat them. And you know, I'm kind of a baby when it comes to pain, especially in my face and my mouth. I get headaches a lot and stuff, but this, it was like getting kicked in the teeth, you guys. Like, I was in pain. I was bent over, just like in pain from this. It mostly hurt in the very front and off to the side, on this side, for my teeth. And it was like, oh, I took some Advil, and, you know, I did put them in right before bed so that way I could sleep on them. Highly recommend doing that. I feel like if I'd done it earlier in the day and then had to teach piano lessons that day, that would have been bad. So I do recommend putting them in at the end of the day and then taking some Advil or something like that just to kind of settle it down a little bit. I did take them out the next morning, ate a little breakfast, but then when I popped them back in, they went in easier. You could tell they fit better. So they moved my teeth a little bit overnight, but it was still quite painful. Had to pop a few more Advil. I know I must sound like a druggie here, but I'm not, I promise. I just don't like pain. But anyhow, so then this afternoon I ate lunch and popped them out, popped them back in again, and started to settle down. I did not need painkiller for that, so I'm really pleased. I feel like with this pair, I'm talking with a little bit more of a lisp right now, but yeah, it's okay. They're looking really good. You can see a lot of the gap on either side of my front teeth has really gone away. I will show some pictures here with the aligners off, but I'm really excited about that. When the aligners are on, honestly, you can't tell, like, there's no gap at all. Like, I think they're pretty. Well, maybe the aligners aren't pretty, but I think that makes my teeth look pretty. So I'm kind of excited about that. And most people don't even know they're on. Like, it's been really funny. I haven't had a single person even recognize that they're there. It's mostly like, if I accidentally spit when I'm talking to somebody, I feel like I need to, apologize for that. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I've got my aligners in and I cannot speak with them. And they're like, what? And like, they're like looking close and everything. It makes me a little self-conscious, but they're looking close to see they really are invisible. I love them. I will say this new pair, the outer edges up here, are kind of splayed out, kind of like this a little bit. So they're cutting into my cheek a little bit on the inside here. So I'm not sure if I should file those down or not. I don't know. It depends on how big of an issue it begins. I worry about the filing thing. I really just don't want to mess with them if I don't have to. But so there's that. So that wraps up this third video. I will be sure to keep you posted with anything else that I learn along the way. But here's a last look at my smile. It's not really smiling, it's more like grimacing at this point, but there it is. So I think it's coming along kind of nicely. I'm looking forward to the finished product, but we've got a little ways to go. Thanks so much and have a great day.